rain. Let's kill this. Hot. Whew. Hot, 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 hot.
That you just did you have a point in your life where you knew that you were going to be a
Threw that on in the background of a coding session late night. Let me okay. All right. All right, we're live here. Appreciate you guys for joining me. Welcome in. All right. Nice. All right, welcome in everybody. I appreciate you guys for joining me here once again as we teach ourselves computer science and programming. Oh boy, another day down, man. The days are flying by. June's almost over. It's Friday. It's the weekend. Oh, I get to sleep in tomorrow. Feels good. I'm not going to make any promises on stream time tomorrow because your boy is known to not keep his promises for morning streams. Sorry about that, you guys. Welcome back to the stream nonetheless. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day so far. It's a hot one here. It is a hot one here. Let me tell you, it's toasty in my apartment. Okay. Without further ado, let's warm up with a little bit of a brain teaser here. It is hot, boys. Whew! Hot, hot, hot. Let me tell you, I'm sweating. Gotta get this weather to cool down. All right. All right, let's try to figure one out. Which one can we do? Simplify path, edit distance. Okay, given two strings, word and word 2, return the minimum number of operations required to convert one to word 2. Interesting. This one looks hard. Oh boy. It's a horse. You replace the H with an R. remove the O, or remove the R, remove the E. 3 operations.
Drucular says this problem is pretty rough if you try to do it the optimal.
Yeah, this one looks pretty rough too. Let's come back here. We might need to come back to that one. We're trying to find one that's not too killer, but it's a little bit challenging, but not too crazy. We need to start doing some mediums ones though. So rotate list.
Drucular says try doing median of 2 sorted arrays.
Median of 2 sorted arrays. Should give it a try. It's always the hardest part. Bruh, a hard? Yeah, no, what? Yeah, chill. Is this the daily today? Snakes and ladders? Oh, this is too much reading for me right now. It's a Friday. I'm cherry picking big time. Too much reading for me. We gotta find one that's straightforward, boys. Gotta.
Drucular says trust me, it's not bad.
Let's keep checking here. I don't want to do one. I don't want to spend an hour doing a problem. That's the thing. I don't have the time for that today. My girlfriend's coming my way. Is this a... You're given this 2 strings S and T. Is to generate random shuffling string T and then add one more letter at a random position. So string T is generated by random shuffling string S, and then adding one more letter at a random position. Return the letter that was added to the T. Okay. Okay, let's think about this. Okay, so the only part that's kind of tricking me up here is this random shuffling, right? So, I mean, we could keep count definitely by having a map of characters. But is there any simpler way than having a map of character and a count of characters?
Drucular says write a test case that inserts the letter in the middle.
Let's go ahead and let's think here. So if we take a look at the thing, let's say that we wrap it into a set. That just eliminates all duplicate characters, so it doesn't really help us in this case, right? So if we go character by character, well, they're going to be of equal length except for +1 for the T string, right? Hey, Mr. Austin. Dude, it's so hot I can't even like think. It's like really like warm. I'm not used to this. I'm sweating really bad here. Okay. So right, if the T string is going to be 1 character longer.
Throckler says yeah, frequency map works.
Yeah, we could have a, but so.
Harry says, hello Michael.
Hello Harry, how's it going? So we want to definitely, if we're going to use a frequency map, how can we do it in just a single pass? I feel like there's got to be an easier way than doing a frequency map, though. Even though it definitely probably works, we could give it a go. But I just want to think here for a little bit longer. Okay, so what are some other tools we have at our disposal?
Throckler says if you do it in 2 passes, it's still O-N.
Yeah, it'll just be O2N, right? Okay, so we have string, because then we have to map over the characters and then map over the map, or loop over the map, right? And find the character key that is inconsistent with that value. Now,
R2005 says, what are you cooking today?
Hey, Mr. Ark, how's it going? And welcome back in, dude. We're just talking through a problem here. Just thinking of some different solutions. So we thought of one where we could definitely use a counter map, loop through the longer string T, right? And then keep a map of, now what if we combine the strings together somehow? Right, what if we combine the strings together? If we combine the strings together, then it's O of n plus n. And we loop over Okay. Let's just try the map, I guess. Okay, so we're gonna have an S map. So I'm gonna go like this. S map is equal to a dictionary. We'll say char for char in S. And then we'll put can you do this? Can I do something like this inside of a dictionary comprehension, where if I want to have the value auto increase, so we'll say 1 in S. How can we, it's interesting. How can we have this auto increase?
Throckler says I do not believe so.
I want to look it up. Let's look up here. Let me pull up on Brave.
R2005 says, how was your day?
Can I increment
Throckler says,
val?
use a normal loop over the strings and add the keys manually.
Nah, that's no fun. Can I increment? We're learning here. It's time to try new things and take our time. I'm not trying to rush through it. Can I increment a value within a list comp or a dict comp for a dupe key? Yes, you can increment the value of the dictionary combination for a duplicate key. One approach is to use the set default method. Alright, this should be the boring way.
Thuoctrocular says solve the problem first, then optimize premature optimizations.
So many people. Bro, I said I didn't want to. I'm trying to learn here. Let me learn. Alright. Let's go. Let's say I'm gonna ask my same question here. Let's say without collections. Preserve duplicates, the same key survives. We have unique keys. It will not work the way you might hope. You can't reference D while defining it, yeah. So you just have to simply define it. Okay. You could reduce the function tools to be suitable. Okay. Interesting. Alright. Let's try this again here. So we got S map. We're gonna say and we get T map. Right, so we're going to say okay, we want to say for Mr. I in the range of the length of our T, which is going to be our longer character, or we could say S plus 1, but T is fine. So N is equal to the length of T. Let's throw that bad boy there. Okay. Okay, so we need to first make sure we don't access index of I into the S string. So we'll say this first. So we have to say if S index of I, right? So if you have a value at S index of I, we're going to call the S map of S index of I so if S index I, we want to assign this into the map as 1, but we need to first say if S index I, so we need to also account for though, so we could just use the get method. So if index I, we're going to go S map dot get the value of S index of I by else by or 0 by default, and then we're going to plus equal this value by, or increment this value by 1. So, I mean, we could say maybe +1 here. And then can we say just 1 here if it isn't? No, because that's going to, no, we don't want to do that. It's going to try to add a character to this. So we want to get the value first, else it's going to be 0 by default. We want to add 1 to this value, and then we want to save smap so we're getting the value of s index I. So we're getting that character count. If there is no character, we're setting it default to 0 and increasing it. So we're getting that count. So then we're going to say count. So can I just call smap index of and we're going to get this value. So I'm going to say temp here is equal to this, and we're going to, can I just say smap index of s index I now that it's there, plus equals by temp here. So if we have a value at s index I, because we need to do that check because we're iterating over the length of t, which is one value greater than. So we might surpass. So we could do another check, right? We could check the value at I and see if it is if it is n. And then so if it is n, then we don't do this. So we could say if I equal to n minus 1, or not equal to, sorry. So once it becomes equal to n minus 1, so actually, so we could say if I is less than n minus 1, then we're going to go ahead and do this check on I. We'll do the same check basically here for t, right? So t map dot get the value of t index I. If it's not there by default, it will say 0 here. We're setting this to the character count. So it's getting the current value. So let's say we have 1 in there. It's getting the 1, and then it's increasing it to 2, and then setting this. So we just need to set it there as temp. Right? So then we'll do here, go into the T map. We'll get a, I don't know, a C, I don't know what to call this for lack of a better variable. We'll say this is equal to C, and then we go into T map index of S, or T index of I, right, and we'll set that equal to C, the count at T. I'll say CT, like count of T. Let's keep on moving here. So we Okay, CT map. So now now we have all the characters loaded. So how can we compare these two maps values? Interesting. So we map all of the values in the T string and the S string. Hey dog, what you doing? Hello friend. Hey Max, how's it going? No, we say if index I, like, because we want to make sure we can't access this value here, right? This will throw an index error. It might get passed by here because it's not in there. Because this is saying if it's in there, right? Yeah. Cool. All right, so then how can we check these two maps to see the difference between their values, right? Right. Hey, Knowledge, how's it going, man? Welcome back in, dude. How do you solve LeetCode problems? You try to solve like your programming, you try to apply concepts first? I don't know. I definitely try to think. There's obviously like methods underlying to solve these problems. So I try to maybe think of those methods first, and then it's just for fun. So I really don't like doing these. I like much rather building the projects with my time. I mean, we have already burned like 30 minutes just not getting much done here. So in 30 minutes on my project, I could have gotten a lot done. So it's kind of like a toss-up. Okay, so we have the two maps now. So let me just go here. Let me say print smap, print tmap. Let's see if this even works. Okay. Okay, so our T1 isn't working. It's getting the keys, but it's not updating the value. Oh. Okay. There we go. So obviously, this was the key that's in there. Oh, wait, hold on. So it doesn't have to be a unique key. It was a letter that's added. It can be a random letter. So we have to just evaluate the count differences on a index by index basis. So if I loop over, okay, let's do this. Let's loop over for char in T. All right, if char for char in T, we know the char is in there. So we say if char, or we say, let's say this. Let's say we're going to get the value. We're going to say scount is equal to the smap dot get, and we'll get the current char value. If it's not there, well, it should, if it's not there, then that was the unique character, right? Else Okay, so we're gonna get the value of char. If we set it to, so if it's not there, so we need to say if s count equals to none, we're gonna say return s count if s count is equal to none. I always suck at doing those one-liners, so we'll just say if s count, right, is none, we're going to return not s count but the char. That's the unique char that was added. It was a unique char in this case, right? So this checks if it's a unique one. That means it wasn't in. So we're looping over every char in T. If this char it doesn't appear in the map of S, then we know that we have a unique char to T, so we can return this char. Okay, now we can move on and say if so I'm going to then say tcount is equal to tmap.get char. We know that this is going to be in there because we've already looped over and mapped all the values. So we say if return char if tcount not equal to scount, else continue. Now, do we always have a case where this happens? Return char if tcount is not equal to scount, else continue. So after this loop breaks, will we ever have a situation where, no, because we always added a unique character to T. Okay, interesting. Okay. Nice. Let's see what happens here. But you don't have to give an else. I have to. I don't know what to say about that. Else will continue. Oh. Maybe? Aha. Definitely not. We have more optimal solution, obviously. All right, not bad. Not bad. Okay. So, let's read in chat. Y'all like to spoil stuff for real, which is no fun. So, kind of a blunder on your part, in my opinion. We can use ASCII values and return the remaining value using, right? So let's think, right? So if we have a whiteboard, oh, not white, whiteboard, there we go. Just used a gallon of water, just type white into ChatGPT. Rip. Hey Austin, how's it going? Okay. So let's say we have A, B, C. And we have A, B, C, D. Okay. Let's look up an ASCII chart. I want to see this manually. Okay. All right. Small character, text, these values. We can get their ASCII. What is? I'm wondering if we can bin these values. Can we bin these values and then basically subtract characters? So this is 0, 0, 0, D, whatever D represents, right? So let's say you have like A, B, C, and you have A, D, C, B. So if we reduce A, right, you get 0. Here, you say, where's our chart? Where's our chart? Where'd it go? Not the integers, I want ASCIIs for characters. Are these all lowercase? Okay. Right, so we have 0. So this would be, in this case, A, 97 minus 97. So we'll do 97. Oop. Let's convert these, right? So 90, oh my gosh, can't use my mouse. 97 less 97, that gives us to 0. Oh. B minus D, so B would be 98 less D, which would be 100. So maybe we would want to subtract T on top so we don't get a negative. I mean, we could convert it to positive, but it would probably be easier to invert this, right? So let's do which is T, right? So A, T equals to A, B, D, C, and then S equals to A, B, C, right? So this is the same thing as 97 minus 97, which is 0. We have B minus B. Oh, come on, stop going away. Oh my gosh, come back, you piece of crap. Give me this. Come back. Okay. Now let's go. All right, we're back. Okay, so we have B, and B is worth 98. No dir. It's been a long week, guys. I've tested like a whole. So today this week at work, I finished constructing and building my actual pilot product, right? So like, which is basically like a preliminary version, a test version, something like a pilot show, right? A test version of a small scale bulk, which is kind of doesn't have as much fine tuning into it. It's much more like just less robust. It's much more just kind of throw things in there and let's kind of just get a quick test to see what's going on, and see where my matrix projections were. Look to over the weekend, I had bottled up this pilot and stressed them at various conditions. And then right now this week I'm testing them, fresh versus stress to kind of like analyze what their kind of like shelf life would be and what their projection like degradation of certain properties, and I can never pronounce that word either. Okay, D is going to be a value of 100 less C is going to have a value of 99. Right. And now we're left over with this character here. So we have a 0 here. We have a 1. We have an additional C here, which is going to be 99. No, C is this match. So then if we sum the result, this gives us 100, which maps to D, which is the char we return. Okay, let's try this. Okay, we're going to say, can I just say return sum of well, how do you convert? I forgot. How do you convert to, is it chur? So is it chur? So we're going to create a list, chur char for char in string s, and we're going to return the sum Is there a difference? Is there a function for taking the difference? Like there is some. Whatever. So let's just not do this in one line then. Don't need to be crazy here. So we're gonna say chur char for char in S. Now let me look up the chur in Python. I always forget this one. Oh, so this converts back to. Okay, so then is there a way to go the other direction? The character of ASCII value 17 is this. Okay, so then let's go opposite. Ord. Gotcha. Okay, we're gonna ord char for char in string s, and we're going to can we subtract strings, or can you do ampersand on list, bar on list like this, and then do ord char for char in t. Let me see this. Let me go list bar list Python. I don't want to. Let's go list bar list for difference of lists. Is that right? Uh-oh. Union of two sets. Oh, whoops. No, I don't want to do that. So you can say for item, if not in B. Oh. Interesting. Not going to take that though. Okay, so not this. I guess we are going to take that. So we're going to ord char for char in S. because we do need, actually, we need a sum here. So we're going to say or should we say, I think I'm making this too difficult. Let's just do this in one single loop. I'm all over the place, guys. Length of t. For I in the range of n, we're going to, can I say, diff is equal to 0 here. Can I say diff equals to ord s index I index t less ord s index I So we have to say if I is less than n minus 1, I guess we could say while, right? And then this will break, and then we'll sum the value that's left at the end of t. No, okay, we're already going to hit it with I here. Okay, so if n minus is less than n minus, if I is less than n minus 1, the difference is now becomes, so do we want to sum this the whole time? Plus equals of each character. So, right, let's go back to our example. Or 0, yeah, we want to sum the whole time and then convert. Okay, and so then we're going to say else diff plus equals ord of s of t. Oh, what am I doing? I'm being stupid. So sorry. Whoops. I t t I. My bad. Okay. Right, and then we're going to just return the chur of diff, if diff, else none. I don't think we'll ever hit that else condition, right? Okay, let's think about this. Let's think about this. All right, let's think about this, you guys. Hey, Wolfie, welcome back on Twitch, my guy. Turn back on the TTS now that we've solved it. We've solved it with using mappings, but now we're solving it using chur and ord. Okay, so we can get the length of the longer string, t. We're going to loop over the longer string, right? We need to first check to see if I is even accessible within the s string, which is 1 less than, right? So n is going to be not included, and we want to be less than n minus 1, right? Not less than or equal to the t, because the last value in t is n minus 1. We want to be less than n minus 1. Right, well, sum, we'll do this difference. Else, we'll do this, where we'll turn the chur if diff else none. I don't think we really need that, but... Oh, come on. Come on! I'm crazy! Dang it. Oh, 3 milliseconds, 0 milliseconds.
John says, I was thinking get the sum for both then subtract after. John says nice. Tim says one away from 2000.
We can go faster. We can go faster. So what if we instead...
John says, capital W.
What if we instead... Okay, can I go like this?
Tim says, Mike, we made it to 2,250 subs.
Well, this is a single loop. Hey, we made it to 2250. Let's go. We were just at 2240, not like yesterday. Thank you guys. We're putting in that hard work over here.
Yo.
How's it going, Guru? Mr. Guru. Okay, we can go faster. We can go faster. Okay, so maybe we can... Well, we have to... I don't want to use two list comprehension.
That's the memory chart, not speed.
Let me try this.
You says, you. Tim says, I am speed.
Diff equals to...
NPM.
I'm going to turn this off. I don't want to get spoiled. Okay. Diff equals to... We're going to do... Can I say... If I want to say char... So let's just say, if I'm going to say char, let's just start it up. Char for char in T, right? So this is going to give a list of every character in T. We only want to get, but we don't want to get Can we just do it in one single pass on a for loop here? So if you list... No, why would I read the solution? That's so lame. Okay. Let's think. So how can I do this? Right, we've already solved this two different ways. One with using mapping and one with using chur and ord. But can we instead build off of our more optimized solution here for creating a single list Well, I mean, I'm technically doing that. I'm saving it here. This is 389. Hey, Carl, how's it going? I appreciate you for coming in, my guy. Is it Icaro? Sorry, my bad. I didn't see the I there has that tilde on it. Or that thing on it, that enunciations. Mike's first blog post. Okay, so can we say, but I don't want to say if char in S, right? Because the char can be what if I say we don't want to capture it, we want to ord the char, right? If it's in there. Okay, so then what you could do... Now if we say, we go over S and say if it's in T. Oh, shoot. My God. Alright, I'm not doing it anymore. We had some guy come in here and spoil it. Moving on. Thanks a lot. Bro, I said I don't want to see a solution. He continues to post solution in chat. Quick ticket to get a chat ban. For real. One of my biggest pet peeves. Alright, moving on. I killed the vibe. Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to do that myself. Bro, you legit said, look at the solution. I said, no, that's lame. And you proceeded to post the so lame. Okay, moving on. One more LeetCode. Sorry, guys. Vibe's gone. All right, let's keep moving here. So we want to, yesterday we left off on using our web scraper, right, to get benzoic acid. Turn the music, restore the vibes. All right. So we left off on yesterday using web scraping to get the actual description. So let's go into this. Yeah, we've been solving these LeetCode problems since the beginning of the year. I think we've solved about 65 so far or so. All right, let's go. We want to do, oh, I can never remember this. CD backend. And then we want to run this guy. Okay. And then we also want to go here. Let's open up a new terminal. We want to run CD Frontend. Oh. And then we want to go npm run dev here. Okay, here's our front end. Here's SpectroSim. Okay, we are back here. Back like we never left, my friends. All right. So we left off yesterday. We were able to successfully cache compounds and their descriptions, right? Which is really cool. From these query searches via our backend here. So this is running on localhost 8000. This is running on localhost 5173. Yeah, it's no worries, dude. We're moving on. We're moving on. Back on the project. This is what I really like doing, anyways. This actually has meaning to it. This actually means something. Those LeetCode problems don't mean anything. It's just like an hour, just grind it away and walk away. Okay, I solved that one, but this one we got some meaning here behind these things. Okay, it's an asset here. Okay, let's keep moving here. I keep getting distracted. We need to link this together now, right? That's our goal here. So I need to go like this. I need to say fast API, I need to install, is it CO, what's it called, you guys? Yeah, we're not doing that, Tim, luckily, right? We're not doing that, Mr. Tim. So let's go different port backend to front end React Python fast API. Cross origin cores. Okay, so I was reading about this. So we need to is it from React? Or is it from Fast API? Oh. No, I don't want to do Jinja 2 templates. Middleware cores. Okay, so from fast API dot middleware dot cores import cores middleware. Okay, so then we want to, on our app here, call add middleware where we say cores middleware object, right? Allow equals to so this would be a list of origins, right? Allow credentials equals to true. Allow methods equals to get post and then lastly allow headers to a list of string. Okay, so what do we want to put in these places? Huh. Summer's officially here. Yeah, it's hot today, huh, John? Yeah, the Brave browser is really nice. I like it so far. Yeah, that's how I've been feeling, John. There's always something to learn. Okay. So we have, I'm gonna go here. We'll say, give me a non-related example of a project that uses the middleware cores object. Okay, so right now our origin is going to be this so let's do this. HTTPS colon colon. Right, we're just going to do localhost this guy here. Right? Oh. So that's just our origin. Add middleware. So why am I getting an error here? Oh, here. Okay, so we're allowing some origins here. We need to keep the music going. Let's get post credentials true. So the thing is why doesn't this have like I'm gonna use the fast API. Tell I'm using fast API here. Okay, this is your front-end domain for local development. Okay. Allow methods. Allow headers. So this is all. Everything. Okay. Okay, so if we want to allow all headers.
This way and says hi.
Hey, how's it going?
This way and says oh fast appy.
Hey, Bizwyan, welcome in. Yeah, we're trying to link stuff together here, which is fun. Okay, so I'm looking at this post, right? This post, we're getting data from a database. Post is where we're receiving information from the user, right? Via like a form. Huh. For post methods, for get versus post methods, if I am having the user input a compound name to then search my cache, or then API pubchem if not there, Is that it? I don't want to show me code. If I start showing me code, I'm gonna stop. Yeah. Stop. Back into the following. Your user, yeah, user input a comment. I'm gonna retrieve your database. I am saving to cache in the DB though, if found in the API. Yes, you can still be a gate even though writers. Stop showing me stuff.
Sage says, why GPT looking so sick with the transparent stuff? Sage says, which app?
This is just the ChatGPT app. If you do Option space for the hotkey, you can get this little quick menu, which looks nice. Yeah, I agree. It looks really cool. It's very coding. Yes, you can still be a get even if your server writes the cache database on the side. You're just requesting data. The cache is written in internal optimization. Okay. So then.
Sage says, what you coding, Appy?
Yeah, we're trying to link together this input compound and our function here, get compound name.
John says, I never sold my MacBook.
Get compound. Yeah, the MacBooks are coming back, dude. Let me tell you. These later M chips are just beast. For sure. Comebacks of the Macs. Return of the Mac. Okay, so we have.
Sage says, what app you making though? I see Next.js.
Yeah, we're making SpectroSim. It's right here, dude.
Biswayan says, can you explain this line, the except one in Python, as you have mentioned two error type inside the tuple?
The except one in Python, as you mentioned two error types inside this tuple. Where? Oh, here? Oh yeah, so whichever one gets thrown by the API. So the API will, and then my
John
custom
says,
function here.
That's not Next.js, right?
No, I don't think so. I don't know the difference
John
with JS
says,
stuff.
thought it was
Yeah,
just
React Tailwind.
plus Tailwind.
Yeah, React Tailwind. I don't know, dude. These things are all, there's so many funky names. So many crazy names. Okay, so these my functions I wrote here will throw these errors, so they get caught here, and then the E is just a message that's thrown by these errors.
Not React plus tail.
Okay, so I need to figure out how to. I don't want to just look it up. I want to learn. I need to learn this. Okay, so we have an input that I have here. We have middleware. We're allowing all these things, right? So then I need to go to my. Well, what am I on here? Dev, okay.
Biswayan says JS Pi.
Oh, my lady is here.
Sage says, why did you not go for Node.js? John says Mladi.
All right, we're back. My lady was here. All right, we're good to keep streaming for a little bit longer. I'll probably come back for a part 2 later tonight after she goes to bed, so be on the lookout for that, guys, where we'll just do a coding session and maybe play a game of League. I've been saying that. I downloaded a game of League, or I downloaded League again, so later tonight when my lady goes to sleep, I'll potentially bust out and play a game of League. But I often think, like, 45 minutes of League versus a coding, I can get so much done. I haven't played League in like 2 years, though, so I'd be so bad. Okay.
Biswayan says, Sage Fast API is good for beginners, but Node.js is very complex and time consuming, and also he is doing in Python. Do better Fast API.
Okay, so how can I...
Potentially low.
Potentially. Okay, so I keep getting distracted. So how can I don't even really know where to start. Where should we start? Let's go to our AbsorbSim page here. Right? We're on our AbsorbSim page. We have our search, compound search section here. And so this is our compound input. And this is our compound search button. So compound input it's just a simple input with a type of text, compound name, and a border, and some styles. So can I go to this?
Biswayan says silent here. Someone is doing well.
What? Okay, so
Says Mike definitely not playing League. I want to fool.
this is bait to get you guys to come back. Okay, so compound input. Can I say no? Is it type? No. Ah. Let's just look up on how to link a input
John
with
says Node Plus is good for practicing your JS skills. John says full JS stack.
Okay, I'm gonna say, don't show me any code unless I ask for a simple one line. I am trying to link my search input and button to connect with my back end endpoint, get endpoint. But I don't really know where to start. I guess I should start with the button and input and give them some JavaScript to send the request. So I'm going to go import. How do you import like the use state? Is it like, is it from? Is it this? No. What is it supposed to? How do you do it? Ah. You look up import use state. Oh, that's close. Okay, use state from React. Okay. So we need to save state of this, right? Okay, so then let's say okay. Okay, so we need an input field. So this is what I'm just using text. I'm just gonna use pseudocode here. I'm not using any code, reading any code here. State to store the user input, compound name. Okay, so we need, does that go in like the page functions? Like inside of what's returned? Or does that go up here? Okay, so we say, no, we're importing this. We need to import. Do we write functions version in the React comps? Forgot. Do we put it outside or inside, guys? Okay, so I have const name which name I don't know how do I, oh my gosh. I can't remember. Where did I put this last time? No, I didn't use React to make that. Outside function. Let me open up the
So to const handle click and my first name, but if you with click of object, that gives us if you need to handle a double course on click equals a callback to handle click. So, hey, what's going on, everybody? Been SpongeBob.
Okay, I was kind of close. Okay, so we have const name yeah, comp name. Right, and then by default use state. It's going to be just a blank string. Okay. Say const set comp name equal to a function call say okay. State to store the user input to compound name field bound to that state. Okay, so okay, so let's go back to here. Let's put onto our search input. Let's go text let's say dummy here. So then can I use the input bound to that state? Input and use state. Run click, run. Okay, so we need to go const handle search compound search, which equals to async. Do you put that there? I can't remember. No, I don't know. Let's see, so we say event here. Open this up. So this is handle compound search. Huh. This is hard. JavaScript is hard, man. So it's handle compound search. Set compound name. And just dummy. So then if I go down here to compound title here, and I put this as compound name, I get dummy here. Okay, cool. So now if I use this updater function, which I need to define, so const set handle compound search event I'm gonna take this and put this here and see what my next step is. Okay, let's go fetch we want to fetch let me go to my TLC simulator. I want to look up my index here. Let's see the JavaScript. Where's my JavaScript? Here. Okay, so I'm saying get element by ID. Await fetch. Say fetch, is it async? No. Fetch our this guy here, right, with a query for
Kartik says nice brio.
nice brio. What's brio? Oh, it's nice bro, maybe. So fetch this, and we're going to query for I'll say $sign here. Oh, it's backticks in JavaScript view. $, compound name here.
Kartik says in India coding is it's P.
Nice, dude. How do you like that so far? At its peak, do you like it? There's a lot of stuff going on. So we're gonna fetch this. So then if I go to my other example I have here, my code I wrote earlier, fetch this. So we fetch this. And do we save this as a response? We're gonna fetch this.
Kartik says learning coding. Do you really think it will help on long run? You know where I'm getting AI.
Yeah, I do. I mean, look at me, I've already grown this channel to over almost 2,500 subs. That's something. No key. No body. Oh. So our back end is on this port here. This is where we should be querying to. Oh, I'm dying here, boys. Headphones. My bad. Say const response equals this.
Ororasir says something I've found helpful is to make HTTP protocol and port var so you can change multiple from one line. Matthew says, how long have you been learning to code?
11 months, almost 12 months now. Coming up on 12 months here. Probably 12 months. I'd say a year now is probably more accurate. 1 year. Gotta make my 1 year programming video. Oh, gotcha. Make them variables. That's a good idea.
Apu TT says, hey, how's it going?
Hey, Apu. I appreciate you joining me here. Welcome. Okay, so we can definitely do that, but let's just see if we can get it to work first. Okay, so
Matthew says, beast.
okay, so what we can do is you can say, what you should say is you should say async event, because we're going to need to wait for these responses. And then you const response like we have, and then you await the fetch, right? You wait right there. So we can make a variable here called const data is equal to await, right, the response dot JSON conversion here. And then, you all right?
I just worked out.
Oh, you're to work out? So let's do this. It's suggesting that we do this inside of a try. Oh. So we're going to go try to do this, and then get the response here. So I need to have a setter function here, right? Const set comp name which takes in a name. I don't know how to do. No, shoot. almost there, you guys. I'll do that in a second. Oh. No. Okay. So we need to figure, so we're getting the data here as a JSON response. So let's go console.log data, right? Let's see if this is working. Catch, we're gonna catch the error, and we'll console.
Kartik says, will you try C++? Maybe after a month.
Maybe. I haven't had a reason to learn it yet. Hasn't really come up in anything really pressing to learn at the moment. Okay, so now what happens? This opens, close, close. What is going on here? I don't even know what's going on.
Kartik says, do you work at any software company now?
No, I work at a biotech. I have a degree in human biology and a minor in chemistry. Why isn't this working? Okay. Here we go. Okay, so now if I go here and I go okay, no, we can't do this yet. We need to add in some more stuff here. Oh gosh. Okay, we need to add in, so we have set compound name. So we need to define this function. So const set, we'll say function set or hold on, let me just see here. How does this look so far? Oh, we need the backend name equal to, right? So this is name equal to, right? Set comp name.
Kartik says, man, it feels cool when someone works on programming even it's not your stuff. Cool. All the best.
Yeah, awesome, dude. Thanks so much for that message. I appreciate that. Okay, so this is the event. On click event, we're going to run this handle compound search. Okay, so then let's go ahead and do const. No, let's go here and call inside of our button here, search button, we're going to call on click here. Compound search. So if I go ask
Anand says, how's it going, guys?
and I say search so then
Epicodum says, should I switch to Brave FR?
Brave's pretty fun and pretty nice. I like it so far. Okay, so I'm gonna say set comp name. So here we're gonna call set comp name for the data dot name. Data name. See, I don't know if I'm doing this right. JavaScript is so difficult for me for some reason.
Aman says, what is SpectroSim?
It's a spectroscopy simulator. So let's do this. We want to have, so this is compound. Let's just say this is going to be compound variable. Right, and we're going to say set compound.
Anand says, my next blog is going to be titled Idealism and Pragmatism for Beginners, Tech CEO Edition.
No. Then we can say So compound, we're going to update the compound with the response here. Set compound with the data, and set here, this is going to be compound. I mean, same thing, right? Okay. So now on my button, huh. Yeah, small. This is also going to be a small. Okay. So take care of that error. Aspirin search. Okay, so we are setting it to dummy. So if I say aspirin search, it's not updating that. This and description. Okay. So we're going to call set compound description compound. Okay. Okay, so if anything wrong with this? Well, it still wants us to use data, not the state. Okay. So then I'm going to show it my button here. This is not working with my button. Do I have to be within the object? aspirin search. My button isn't clicking. So here's my button on click on search. This is my thing here. Okay, so the button itself, if we pass in, we have to account for that. Compound search button here, okay. So we need to pass in, right, an additional on click props dot on click. Okay, so we'll just pass in the on click. So now if we get it, failed to fetch at handle compound search. Server.
John says, doesn't Sam Altman have a blog?
The name you're sending. So double check. We're sending this conf name.
Ororasir says, why not use your network tab in DevTools to see what response you get?
Did I respond to those? I don't know. It's getting the current value. Handle compound search event. This is event dot target dot val event dot. This isn't right. I'll say
Aurora says you can click on Payload, Preview, and Response to.
The on click is searching for the default, not the user input. So we need to access the where's my compound features? Compound input. Okay, so we have placeholder. Type is text. Let's say value. Let's do value. Here we're gonna put in props. So it's gonna be props.value, and then right, and then on change props dot on change, and then we're going to go into here and into our compound input here and put in right, we have to pass in those same things. So value is equal to props dot comp name, and then we have change on change. We're going to write a function here where we're going to capture some event which will result in set comp name of the event target value. Come on. So this is string. Can't be edited. value of this input is comp name. Type in as. Can I put anything here? Provided a value on change. Not there. Not there. Compound input. I got rid of the on change. What are you talking about? Ah. Okay, what is going on here? Failed to fetch at handle compound search. So I need to add this route. Right, so let's go here. So this is gonna be origins equal to a list. And we're gonna have this be one. And we're gonna have our backend be one. Which is this. Okay. Go back here. Block like with no access control header present and have this. HTTP localhost 5137 5173. That's what I have here. Oh. Still getting it. Restart the server? Okay. Control C. Okay, if I say flash absorb internal server error. You mean allow origins? So now I'm doing it. Start my fast API server. Try it again. Okay, now it worked. Do that. I have that on there. What? Oh. Allow origins. Oh, stupid. Come on. So let's say absorption.
Ororasir says it's always the small typos that are the worst, lol.
For real. That is exactly my problem. Okay, we're not found. No, it's not even working. But it's printing this. Why? Well, that's what's running in my web scraper. Benzoic acid here. So why is it running that? Printing out it. Ugh. No. Such an idiot. A absorb. So dumb. Okay, got it. Okay, so then if I go aspirin, okay, we get aspirin, perfect. So now, if I go here, refresh, I type test, search, missing compound name. Oh, that was my error thrown. Okay. Missing compound name. Name equals undefined. Okay, now this error. Connect my input box. Okay, so the input has to have a value and an on change. So set, let's go to the compound input here. We have to give this a value equal to comp props dot comp name we have to give this on change equal to this, whatever this is. So then if I go props here, and go search missing compound name, cannot read properties identified read description. So now if I say Michael, set comp name is not defined. Or for missing compound. Set comp name is not defined, add on change. See, I don't know what any of these errors in JavaScript mean. I need to like take a full course on it. Okay, so then the compound input is saying gets a comp name like this and set comp name to comp name set.
Sanjay SHR says learning programming is still a thing?
Oh yeah. Oh, my input field does not have a default. No, so the user types in a string. My backend sends a JSON of annoying. Okay, so this is my current, this is what I've got so far. Trying to learn here. I don't know what's going on. This is so stupid. I hate JavaScript. It's literally the ugliest, stupidest language I've ever seen. This is so ridiculous just for a simple input. Dude, I'm about to just give it my full thing because I want to see where I'm wrong so I can learn from it. I'm going to give it this up. Come on, load. Set comp name is not defined. It's not defined. Set comp is not defined. So my compound input looks like this in a simple form. On change E set comp name. So this is my compound input. What is this? It's not a function. What is it telling me here, dude? On change called props set comp name. So annoying. Compound name. I don't know why I'm setting this to.
Aurora says, can you access set compound from that file? Is that what props does?
Value equals compound name.
clean pillowcases or are they all dirty? Is that clean or dirty clothes?
Those are clean.
Are they?
Mm-hmm. Should be all good.
Promise?
Mm-hmm. This is what I did last week. You tired?
Yeah. You should have just came in our morning. Right?
No.
I mean,
Alright, you guys. I'm gonna head out.
no, look at that. Just go. There's no reason to find out.
Okay, so we need to try to figure out using props. This is not defined here. What are they doing? Oh, this seems stupid. Why am I using on change? How to link and input a fast API. Okay, hold on. Okay, so here we have handle comp, we have set name, compound name, set compound name. Okay, and then compound. So handle, we're fetching this, getting data, setting. Okay, so then if I say on click, handle compound search. Name is undefined. That's undefined. Let's say undefined. So we're just not getting defining this. So this is what I'm gonna do. Screw this. Here. Or a no, with this. That sucks, dude. So I'm going to say user ref. What? Oh. So in the variable, we'll say const input ref. Right? It's equal to don't care. I really don't care. Hold on. Handle compound search. It's going to be on click. Submit. Expected on click has media function. Expected on click listener. On click. No. Button. Type equals submit. Oh. Test. Okay, so we'll say we're not getting the name still. now we got it. There we go. Invalid compound name test. If I type in okay, now we got the object back. Go. The compound name is going to be by default right, and then if we call aspirin here in search, it goes away. Set name. Update the name of set compound. Compound set compound. Handle compound search is Mediphone. Try this. Response. And then data. Set compound. Data. Set compound given the data, right? Set compound given data, right? So then we go this compound search. This is compound name, so this is going to be announced compound name equals to just this. Cannot read properties of null reading name. So this is null, right? Comp name equals his. And I have comp name here. Go put test. So if I add in this call here to set compound and then set comp name given data name. So the thing is, it's not keeping the state. It's actually rendering. It's actually rendering comp name. So what if I go data name? I'm gonna go undefined. Oh, right, we use the use effect. Effect. Console.log updated comp name. So it says set compound data on data and set compound name data dot name, and then no. Test compound. Let's do console.log data.name undefined. How? Data. Undefined. What? It's giving me a response. Caught that guy. Data index 0. undefined. Oh. Console log data. JSON aspirin. Set compound of data. I say log data dot name undefined. Defined. Logging data gives the dict, but logging as you say this here.
Shyam says, thanks, I really need a rival.
What? So say constant key is equal to data, no, object dot data keys data index 0. Then we say compound data, like so. Equal to this, and then you say set compound of compound data. Now if we invalid compound, okay. That's okay, so now we'll do set compound data, set comp name compound data dot name. There we go. Dovetail.
Manoa says, "What's up?"
Case. So say
Shyam says, "Turn down TTS sound 20% less."
title case stir.
Shyam says, "Can't focus."
Okay, so we need to write a function here called title case, where we're going to give it a stir.
Shyam says, "Turn down
Slow that
volume
down.
TTS."
That Siri voice, please.
All right, I'm getting off. Later, guys.